welcome. My name's Gaynor from FitFish, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about 3 things that you can do now to reduce your emotional eating. Now, there's lots of different reasons that we overeat, and I expect you've heard me talk about them before, but it could be physiological. So last week we talked about sugar cravings and the sugar cycle. Hi, Pauline, good to see you. So it could be something that's very physical, very physiological. It could be because it's out of habit. So maybe boredom or tiredness or just habitual. So when you go to the cinema, you eat more than you would normally, or if you're driving a long distance. So it can be habitual and be related to certain things that we do, which is often called association eating. Or it could be a form of self-sabotage as well. Or it could be emotional eating. And emotional eating is where you seek to get your emotional needs met through food. Now, when you look at it like that and look at it from the outside, that already you can tell that that's not going to work. So emotional eating is where you seek to get your emotional needs met through food. And we can tell, looking as an outsider, that that's not going to work. But yet we all do it, and we do it quite regularly. We keep returning to it. Perhaps in the past you've had experiences where eating has helped. Even going back to childhood, you might have been given some chocolate if you fall over and grazed your knee. And even now, when you take kids for injections, they're offered chocolate buttons. So already from a young age, we associate pain with being made to feel better by eating. So it's no surprise we make this association, really, is it? And it might be that you've had some, evenings where you're not feeling brilliant, but actually it's turned out okay because you've just collapsed on the sofa, watching telly, eat a big box of chocolates, bag of crisps, whatever, and it's kind of okay. You got through it. So again, that helps us to associate that eating can help us through. But you've probably got to the point now, otherwise you wouldn't be watching this video and you perhaps wouldn't be in this group, where you realize the bigger picture, it doesn't help and it's not what you want. Perhaps it makes you feel miserable overall. Perhaps you experience a real crash or real feelings of guilt or anxiety when you overeat. Perhaps you put on weight. Perhaps it makes you feel sluggish. Perhaps you just want to break free and you don't want to do it anymore. Well, there's lots of things that we can do to help emotional eating, but it's an area of life that it takes a little bit of time to sort it out properly, but it is totally worth doing. To be able to live free in this area, to not have that emotional tie to food, is amazing. And I know that because I used to be there and I'm not anymore. And don't get me wrong, there's evenings where you just think, oh, just want to relax and have a glass of wine, or just want to have a few chocolates or something, but it's not a massive part of life anymore, and it's entirely possible to break free. So it is a long process, but there are some things that you can do now to help you feel positive about it and to help you feel like you're making some progress. And that could be really helpful this time of year, so that you don't feel like your emotions get in the better of you and you are overeating over this festive period because of them. So the first thing I would say with emotional eating is to feel the emotion and practice feeling the emotion. It might be that you've used food to cover up your emotions for so long that you haven't been feeling them lately. So practice allowing yourself to feel the emotion. You could promise yourself that after an hour, if you still feel like having a whole Toblerone, you can. But you're going to allow yourself to feel the emotion first. And that's how you get healing. That's how you allow your mind, your body, your emotions to heal, by going through things, by going through pain and suffering as things knit back together again and become whole again. So that's number 1, is practice feeling the emotion. And number 2 is put some obstacles in the way, so that you have to think twice before reaching for food. So this could be a time obstacle. It could be, I'm going to count to 20. And then if I still want it, I'll have it. It could be, they're in that box on top of the cupboard, which I can't reach. So I'm going to get a step ladder. So that puts a little bit of a barrier in the way. It could be hidden away. It could be locked away. It could be just difficult to get to, and there's other things in the way. Perhaps there's distractions in the way, which might help you, like magazines or some craft or something to do. So what obstacles can you put in the way just to give yourself that little bit of time, that little bit of resistance that makes it a bit harder? Don't make it easy for yourself to emotional eat. Make it a little bit harder, a little bit more challenging. That might mean hiding things away. It might mean temporarily keeping things out of the house. What does that mean for you? And number 3, what would actually soothe the original need? So what are you emotional about? How are you feeling? From an outside perspective, be your own coach, be your own friend, and just say, okay, you're feeling sad. What would actually help with that? What could perhaps cheer you up a little bit? Would speaking to someone help? Would writing a card help? Would doing something that you enjoy make you happier? You're angry. What could help with that? Punching a beanbag, writing it all down, crying. What could help? What could meet the original need? So those are 3 things. In the short term, I'd recommend practice feeling the emotion, because you might not have done that for some time, but still allow yourself what you wanted after, say, an hour. Put obstacles in the way, so there's more resistance to emotional eating, and it makes you think a little bit, but it just makes it that little bit harder. And what would actually soothe the need? Why are you emotional in the first place? Be your own coach. What would actually soothe that need? If you want to delve a bit deeper into this, there's 2 options. We've got our emotional eating course. So it's called End Emotional Eating. It's just £27, self-led, and you can work through all of this. And we've got a healthy, whole and free course. Doors open today. It starts on the 12th of January and it's 12 weeks long. And I teach every Wednesday evening live, support you through the journey, and you will experience freedom in the area of eating in your life. So I'll put those links in the comments. Do ask if you've got any questions about anything. Do give us a like or a wave or a hello. That would be wonderful. And I'll see you all soon. Okay, take care.